स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता ह्य सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मन्नाथो श्रीजगन्नाथो मद्गुरुः श्रीजगद्गुरुः ममात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Let us spend few moments in meditation and deep prayer. Let us offer our salutations to the all-pervading blissful Spirit in any name or form. Let us by all means try to feel the divine contact. Let us offer our salutations to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda, and Sri Adi Shankaracharya, and all great teachers, all great saints, whose teachings we all have inherited. May they inspire us with love for the truth. Think deeply that you are not the body, Annamaya Kosha. It is only an instrument. Think I am not the Pranamaya Kosha, the energy in the body. It is also an instrument. Think I am not the mind, consisting of the desires, the memories, the vasanas, Manomaya Kosha. It is only a covering. It is only a reflection. Think I am not even Vijnanamaya Kosha, the intelligent sheath. That is also a reflection. Think deeply, I am not the Anandamaya Kosha, the blissful sheath. But I am the Atman. Positive vibrations, peaceful vibrations, pure vibrations, strong vibrations. And healthy vibrations are entering into your body and mind. All the negativity, restlessness, weaknesses, impurities, diseases will be destroyed. The instrument will be fit and fine. Breathe out positive, peaceful, pure, and other vibrations. Few moments meditate on the divine blissful form of the Supreme Being, chosen deity, our Ishtadevata, Sri Ramakrishna. Hridaya Kamala Madhye Rajitam Nirvikalpam Sadasada Bheda Atitam Ekaswarupam Prakriti Vikriti Shunyam Nityam Anandamurthim Vimala Paramahamsam Ramakrishnam Bhajama. The ever blissful Sri Ramakrishna, who is Vimala without any stain, and he is the great swan Paramahamsa. We meditate, we worship, we adore Sri Ramakrishna. Think of the good of all people on this auspicious day. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. May all be happy, may all be peaceful, may all be free from danger. May all see what is good, do what is good, know what is good. May all be happy everywhere, may all be free from suffering everywhere. May all be peaceful everywhere. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् तपोभिक्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते। तपोभिक्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते। The Atmabodha, the text of Adi Shankaracharya, or self-knowledge, to serve the needs of those who have been purified through the practice of austerities, tapas, who are blissful, peaceful in heart, shantanam, free from cravings, vitaraginam, and their only goal is liberation, desirous of liberation, moksham, ichha. For such people, this text will be very, very useful. That is the first shloka of Atmabodha. Yes. Today is a very auspicious day, very sacred day. 7 festivals are being celebrated simultaneously in the country. One is Chaitra Navaratri, commences today. Worship of Mother Durga, embodiment of wisdom, strength and protection. So we shall chant Sarva Mangala Mangalya Stotram and invoke the blessings of the Divine Mother Durga. All of you. Om Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Srishti Sthiti Vinashanam Shakti Bhute Sanatani Gunashraye Gunamaye Narayani Namostute Sharanagata Dinartha Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyarti Hare Devi Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matrarupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shraddha Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. May the Divine Mother bless all of us, bless the entire community, entire humanity with wisdom, strength Paramashakti, Paramashanti, Paramabhakti, Paramashraddha, Paramagnanam and Paramanandam. 9 days. Think of the Divine Mother. Chant the Lalita Sahasranama. For us the Divine Mother is there in the form of Sharda Devi. Chant her shlokas, her prayers. So many are there in the book. And gain more peace of mind, please. Second festival is for the Sindhi community called Chetti Chand. The time Sindh was part of India, now in Pakistan. So many migrated after partition towards India. So in parts of the north of India, they are celebrating Chetti Chand. Then Maharashtra, we have the victory banner, Gudi Padwa. Then we have Yugadi, Y-U-G-A-D-I, Yugadi in Karnataka, Ugadi in Telangana and Andhra. We have today starting of the Vikram Samvat, commencement of the Hindu Navavarsha, oldest and widely followed Hindu calendar. And on this day, according to the Vikram Samvat, Brahma has created the universe. So it's a new life for all of us. New resolutions, new birth. Let us utilize it for spiritual development. Then in the northeast, we have Chairoba, Manipur New Year, which predominantly the Meitei community is staying there. The clash that you hear always between the Meitei and the Kukis. But the Meitei community, which is the original, for them this is Ugadi, like Telugu New Year. So 7 important festivals going on simultaneously. May Sri Ramakrishna bless all. Andariki Shubhakangshalu. The few copies of that book was kept outside. Have anybody taken? Yeah. 11 copies were kept. Atmabodha, reprinted. After the class, you can return it back. So we'll take up 31, recitation of shloka 31 to 41. Then go forward. The point of having this book regularly attending is what? Memorize. Don't simply sit. Memorize cheyali. Some shloka, at least these 10 shlokas, meant for what? Nididhyasana. Shravana, earlier shlokas, listening about the Atman. Second, manana, thinking, churning of the mind with the powerful ideas of Shankara. The third is nididhyasana, more important. Meditate. So, 31 to 41 for meditation. Beautiful words, Samskrita words about oneself, about Atman. Let us start. Dehanyatva me janma jara karshalayadayah shabdadi vishayai sangah nirindriyataya cha. Those who don't have the books, neighbor should share. Telugu version or English text, Devanagari text. So one book by 2 people, 10 books means 20 people can do it. Next, 32 please. Amanastva me dukkha ragadvesha bhayadayah aprano hyamana shubhra ityadi shruti shasanat etasmad jayate pranah manas sarvendriyani cha kham vayur jyotirapah पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी Nirguno nishkriyo nityah Nirvikalpo niranjanah Nirvikaro nirakaro Nityamuktosmi nirmalah Ahamakashavat sarvam Bahirantargatochyutah Sada sarva samasiddhah Nissango nirmalo chalah Nitya shuddha vimuktaikam Akhandanandamadvayam Satyam jnanamanantam yat Param brahmahame tat Evam nirantarabhyasta Brahmaivasmiti vasana Haratya vidya vikshepad Roga nivarasayanam Vivikta desha asinah Virago vijitendriyah Bhavaye dekamatmanam Tamanantamananyadhihi Atmanyevakhilam drishyam Pravilapya dhiya sudhihi Bhavaye dekamatmanam Nirmalakashavat sada Rupa varnadikam sarvam Vihaya paramarthavit Paripurna chidanandah Swarupena vatisthate Gnatra gnana gneya bhedah Parenatmani vidyate Chidanandaikarupattvad Deepyate swayameva tat So, last Sunday we were discussing 41st shloka. It says Gnatra Gnana Gneya Bhedaha. Three differentiations. It is called Savikalpa Samadhi, where the knowledge, the knower of knowledge, and the meditator, Gnatra, Gnana, and Gneya, the known. That difference is not there in deep meditation. Pare, that is the Supreme, na Atmani Vidyate. What does it mean? The Supreme Self on its being of the nature of exceeding bliss, Paramananda, does not admit of the distinction of the knower, that is the meditator, knowledge of meditation, and the object of knowledge. It alone shines. The word used beautifully is Deepyate swayameva tat. What does this shloka mean? Gnatra gnana gneya bhedaha. Split these sentences slowly, little by little. Distinctions. In the normal stage, we are separate from anything and everything. The mic stand is different, the mic is different, the flask is different, the table is different, the book is different, you are different, whole world is different. This is, we are looking world in bits and pieces, bits and pieces. The unity is not there, the collectivity is not there, the Advaita is not there. Why? We are trained, the senses are going outside. Eyes are seeing something, the ears are listening something, The tongue is doing its own work. So whole life is disturbed. Whole life is scattered, as it were. In deep concentration, what happens? All the forces are gathered together. Ekameva nadvitiyam. For that little bit of homework, exercise, churning the mind, with one-pointedness. Bhavayed ekamatmanam. Only one remains. Other things are all negated. So gnata, gnatra, gnana, gneya, the bheda, the distinctions, pare na atmani vidyate, do not exist in the Supreme Self. For Sri Ramakrishna, everything was one. And Mother is the mother of all. So do not exist in the Supreme Self, the differences. Everything has become one. Next sentence is Chidananda Eka Rupatvat. Since its nature is homogeneous, no breaking, no khanda, it's only akhanda, Satchidananda Brahman, which I am. Nature is homogeneous consciousness and Chit Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. That bliss also. Therefore, Deepyate Swayamevahi. It verily shines by itself. In the previous verse, that is in the shloka number 40, the Supreme State is described in these lines, which is beyond the state of expression. Sri Ramakrishna went on expressing, telling the various experiences from the Muladhara to Kantha. Muladhara, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Anahata, Vishuddha, and there it stopped. He is trying to express, but he feels sorry to say, I am not able to express. Beyond this, silence only. Just like a salt doll which went to measure the depth of the ocean, salt doll says, I will measure the ocean. And the moment it touched the water, it became one with the water. Now, who will come and tell what is the depth of the ocean? Nobody. So, Sri Ramakrishna was not able to express it, though he was that itself. Nityam Ananda Murtim, we say, but he could not tell what that Ananda. He said, Paramananda. So, we have to keep in mind that the intellect is the only means we have of grasping the spiritual truth. That is for Vyavahara, as Sri Ramakrishna mentioned up to the Anahata Chakra and Vishuddha. And our intellect, the Vyavarika Satta, the truth at the practical level, at the worldly level, through the intellect we work. Through the buddhi we take decisions to do or not to do, to discriminate. This intellect is capable. It has got the capacity, the license of perceiving the objects, dissecting the objects, analyzing the objects, other than itself, the material world. And so, all our knowledge, the gnana that I am getting, all our knowledge is constituted by the knowledge of the things of the world. Objective, objective, objective. The entire education system makes you objective. All our, in the play schools, in the kindergarten schools and Montessori schools, what they teach? Objects. They will show a big chart of eatables and animals and cars, and you have to identify what is that car, what is that animal, what is the food item, and big test on it also. Nobody teaches the child to meditate. as they were doing in the Vedic times and little later also. First meditate, understand yourself, then go and see the world outside. Now first see the world, then come after 80, 90 years, come to Ramakrishna Math for meditation. You cannot. Why are we objectifying everything? That's why Sri Ramakrishna ran away from school. Best. No school business, no lekkalu business. He wanted only mother. Straight away he went, bypassing all these worldly objects. But we are busy with the worldly objects. And think we are the most intelligent people and the most educated people and we are the great reformers of the country. Nothing works. Knowledge of the things other than ahameva, ko aham, who am I? You have knowledge. That is also part of the science. Paravidya, aparavidya. The supreme science and the technical science. But not at the cost of the paravidya. Along with this, if that student, if the seeker of he or she becomes a seeker of truth, then that knowledge will have value. Whether he is a mathematician, whether he is a physicist, whether he is a chemist, or whether he is an economist, or whether he is a sportsman, he will make a difference. Full of that spiritual idea. So, Shankara says in different ways, inverted comma, remember, listen carefully, Shravanam. Knowing things is possible only by the experiencer in contact with the objects of experience. Three things already mentioned there. Knowing the things is possible only by the experiencer when he comes in contact with the objects of experience. And that relationship between the experiencer and the object, it is called experiencing. Anubhavinchanu. I have tasted, I have enjoyed, I have liked. How does it come? The relationship between the object and the subject. Without these three, who are these three? The experiencer, the objects of experience, and the experience itself. Without these three, the subject, object, and the relationship, no experience is possible at the physical level. You need all the three together. Whether you eat the sweet, whether you eat ugadi pachadi, or whether you eat chapati, you need the object and the relationship with it. But when you go deeper at the paramarthika level, at the spiritual level, a deeper level, what happens? The self which is non-dual, advaya, which is eternal, nitya, which is homogeneous, which is totality, it won't have any distinctions. Ekameva nadvitiyam. No object nor the subject. Just it is. So the question will come. Doubt will come to us. What is the doubt? How will I experience the self, and with what instrument I will experience it? Shankara gives the answer. The self is the very consciousness. Atmani eva atmanaha. The self is the very consciousness by which all the thoughts, all the feelings, all your perceptions, everything that you think of the world are illumined. How am I able to see this flask? It is because of the consciousness. How you are able to see me? Consciousness. How I am able to see everything? Consciousness. If I remove all of you in this room, or the chairs, or the light, everything, Swayam Prakashaha is there. Because of him we are able to see. If I remove all these things, he is there. The light is always there. Consciousness is always there. These things do not depend upon the consciousness. It just is there. Ananda Swarupa. The self is knowledge itself. Swayam Prakasha. It is consciousness itself. This has to be meditated upon. Just like the sun illumines irrespective of the objects in the world. Let there be people, let there not be people, the sun is always shining. It gives light. So for Sri Ramakrishna's definition, the world is consciousness, is conscious because of the consciousness of God. This is one kind of understanding of shloka number 41. The second understanding is Vedantic meditation. Vedantic meditation. Since we are not able to keep the mind on the Atman or the Supreme Consciousness always, we need the support of the Ishta. We need a mantra. We need a guru. We need a time. We need spiritual initiation. We need to go on a pilgrimage. All these are arranged. Because all the time we are not able to think about the Atman. But in Vedantic meditation, I am the subject and I am the object. There is no external support. Atmanyev atmana tushtaha sthita pragnas tadochyate. Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, sthita pragna lakshana. For Arjuna's question. But before that, Krishna says that sthita pragna person has to give up so many things. Neti neti, neti neti, neti neti. And finally, Atmanyev atmana tushta. Tushta means satisfied. So meditation in Vedanta says, I am the subject, I am the object. The Atma or the Atman is evident without that thought also. We do not require a thought to experience the Atman. But in earlier 39 shloka, Krishna says, Shankara says, a thought is necessary. But here in Vedantic meditation, the thought is not there about the Atman. Straight understand, to be careful here. The thought is only to objectify the Anatma, not the Atma. And I gave the example last Sunday. Sculptor taking a big block of stone lying somewhere in the forest, in the jungle, bringing it to his studio, takes a big chisel and a big hammer and gives nice beatings to that stone. And the more he gives the beating, the better. More chunks of the unwanted portion of the image is broken, is taken out. Unwanted portion. You want Krishna, you want Rama Vigraha, you want Shiva, you want Durga, you want somebody else. But in that raw stone lying outside for many years, nobody thought about it. But the sculptor knows that this stone is useful or possible for the Vigraha. So he has a Vigraha in his mind, he meditates on it. But there is a big block of stone. But I want only a 5 feet image or 3 feet image. But that may be a 20 feet stone. So 17 feet has to go. For that little chalk piece sketches, beating, whole thing will go. The thought is only to objectify the anatma, or another word in Vedanta it is called anatma negation thought. Anatma negation thought. Aham Brahmasmi is a wonderful thought. Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. By that what happens? You are negating the limitation. Like, example, I am a human being. It's a limitation. I am a man, I am a woman, I am a boy, I am a girl, I am rich, I am poor, I am from the east, I am from the west. Whatever we are talking every day, we are limiting ourselves. This is what Swami Vivekananda called dehypnotization. We are already hypnotized at the physical level. So this dehypnotization comes through Aham Brahmasmi. Instead of an external chisel, I take this Mahavakya and go on beating my mind. The mind which trends to give me objects. Everything it wants to objectify. But in Vedanta, it's only the subject and object all within oneself. I am the subject, I am the object. Since we are limiting ourselves from the Supreme Consciousness, the Aham Brahmasmi thought is required to break the limitations, the boundaries. You should go beyond time. You should not worry about whether it's 6:30 or 7 or 7:30. You are worried more about Aham Brahmasmi. No time business. Let time be put aside. At least the physical time. Because I am going beyond time. I am not a limited being. I am not a mortal being. I am Amrutasya Putraha. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So the more we think of that high consciousness, the more limitations will reduce and I will expand into the Supreme Consciousness. When everything is negated, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, then what remains? Anandam. That remains Satchit Anandamam. It's a, that also just Naam ke vaste we have given. So the chisel used in meditation is no, no, no. I am not what the world says, what others say, what my neighbors say. I am that. I am the Atman. That is why Swami Vivekananda puts it into called practical Vedanta. A student should think more and more about this. Somebody has to guide him towards the Atmabodha. Then open your textbook. And clear definition Vivekananda gives. If the student thinks he is the spirit, Atman, he will become a better student. If a lawyer thinks he is the spirit, he will become a better lawyer. If the cobbler thinks he is the spirit, he will become a better cobbler, and so on. Every profession. Because you are doing it from the Atman consciousness, not just a professional consciousness. This Atma is serving, that's why he says, Rogi Narayan. You are serving God. Rogi Devo Bhava, Murka Devo Bhava, Daridra Devo Bhava. What is all this? Not just rhetoric English or some phrases out of imagination. People have done it, are doing it. So bring this Atma Bhav into your daily life and see the change in the society. Objectification will reduce, limitation will reduce, Sarvatma Bhavam will increase, and there will be peace in the society. So in Vedantic meditation, the dhyata, the dhyanam, and the dhyeyam. In the shloka what Shankara has used? Gnatru, Gnanam, Gneya. You can replace it by these words also. Dhyata, Dhyanam and Dhyeyam, the goal of meditation. They are all not present. They have all become one. Homogeneous. Without requiring any thought to illumine the consciousness. So, these divisions belong only to Vyavaharika and not to Paramarthika levels of meditation. So, this is real self-knowledge. From the individual I become the universal I. This I becomes that I, which is already there, but Ajnanam is there. Darkness is there. Ego is there. Kama Krodhas play havoc. So that is different, I am different. All that hangama, that mischief that is going on in the market is because of the walls that we have built, barriers that we have built because of ignorance, that's all. What did Swamiji say? What was his mission in life? I shall take the message of Vedanta to every door and awaken the divinity in every soul. This is the purpose. Shankara's Vedanta Dindima, Vivekananda put it into English, that's all. That was 8th century Shankara. This is 19th century going on. This Shankara, modern Shankara, whom we worship as Vivekananda, did it. I shall take the message of Vedanta to every door. He will come to your house, be careful. You should welcome him and give him Ugadi Pachati. And tell him, Swamiji, awaken my soul. Soul means not S-O-L-E, not your shoe soul. We are suffering inside with worries, with anxieties, with tensions, with jealousies, with lust, greed. Wife is killing the husband, husband is killing the wife, parents are killing children, friend is killing friend, and scams, and from the Supreme Court up to the lower court, corruption. Vedanta should not remain only in this hall or only in the prayer after 10 minutes. Let the lion of Vedanta roar, another message of Swamiji. And please keep in mind, these are not to be quoted only on stage. It is to go in, somebody has to take it up. Let the lion of Vedanta roar. The foxes of fear and hatred will fly to their holes. Mahanubhavada. See, two sentences, two different message he gives. I shall take the message of Vedanta to every door and wake up the divinity in every soul. Let the lion of Vedanta roar, and the foxes of fear and hatred will fly to their holes. Where is Dvesham? Where is Irsha? Where is Asuya? Why are we suffering over it? This is Vedanta. This is Atmabodha. Practice cheyale. Don't keep on praising. Swamiji himself, that also uses. I don't want your appreciation, I want your application. Swamiji says, don't appreciate. We have had enough. Pogaddal chala ekkuvayipoyayi. Application takkuvayipoyindi. And he said, an ounce of practice of Vedanta is equal to tons of tall talk. This has to be practiced. What should be practiced? Chidanandaika rupatva deepyate swayameva tat. It shines by itself. Swayameva. You don't need any other introduction to it. As Swamiji's personality was, when somebody asked him the credentials, what we call today the Aadhaar card or his visa or his some other recognition in America, he was not permitted to register for the Chicago Parliament. And some other professor in Boston has to write. And in that, all of you know, some of you know, clear mentioned about the Swayam Prakash, Swayam Deepyate. You're asking a Vivekananda his credentials? It's like asking the sun its right to shine. What a fool you are, says Professor John Henry Wright. You're asking the sun its right to shine? Swayam Prakasha Atma. He gives the sun gives the light to the whole world. And here is a man who is more intelligent than all the American professors put together. Look at the last sentence. Swayameva tat, deepyate swayameva tat. It shines by itself. Vivekananda glorified by himself. He is Shiva. You don't need an ID card for him. And he is the right man to represent his country. Professor John Henry Wright. So when you read Ramakrishna, when you read the Vivekananda, when you read Bhagavad Gita, when you read our scriptures, read it in this light. Then Ugadi best wishes will be clear. Shubhakanksha, this is real Shubhakanksha. And now what he says, let us touch upon 42, chanting also. Evamatmarano dhyanam mathane satatam krute uditavagati jwala sarvagnanendhanam dahet evamatmaranau dhyanam mathane satatam krute uditavagatir jwala sarvagnanendhanam dahet evam atma aranau. Split the words. Evam atma aranau. Dhyana mathane satatam krute. Next sentence. Uditava gatir jwala sarva agnanendhanam dahet. Dahet means burnt. What? Sarva agnanam. Up to 41, nididhyasanam. 42, till the last shloka, it is the benefits of meditation. Benefits of studying Atmabodha. The first benefit will come. Or the utility of this meditation of study. Says, evam atma aranau. Thus, evam, thus, or in this manner. In the arani of the self, Atma aranau. What is aranau? I will come to that. Dhyana mathane satatam krute. Satatam means always. What you should do always? Dhyanam. Not for 1 hour or not for 1 day. Satatam. There is something called walking meditation. There is something called Nidra Yoga. So everything is Satatam. Pachaka Yoga, cooking yoga, Krida Yoga. Everything is yoga. Attitude is important. So Satatam. Dhyana mathane satatam krite. Meditation is done constantly as churning in the arani. This is a Vedic example, Karmakanda example Shankara uses. Udita avagati jwala. In the fire of knowledge that arises out of that churning, mathane, jwala, the spark, and then the cotton takes over. The big fire is lit up. Sarva agnanendhanam dahet. Sarva agnane andhanam dahet. All the fuel of ignorance gets burnt out. Summary is, by constant meditation, satatam dhyanam, comparable to the rubbing of the firewood, is kindled the flame of knowledge which completely burns up the fuel of ignorance. There is a reference of this in another forum in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, which we shall try to understand more in the next class. But here just I am touching. From this shloka, 41, 42, evam atma aranau. We know the benefit of practicing Gnana Yoga. Practicing Gnana Yoga. What is Gnana Yoga? Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam about the Atma. About studying the Upanishads, Swadhyaya. So the benefit of Gnana Yoga is internal transformation. Your mind, your intellect, everything is purified. How and why? That comes here. And this purification, transformation doesn't happen in 1 day or 2 days or 1 year or 2 years. It will take its own course. But what is your duty? What is the sadhaka's duty? Satatam dhyanam kuru. Don't give up. How long, Swamiji, should I do this? As long as you don't get Brahmagnana. When will I get a Brahmagnana? That depends on your sadhana. You may get at 7 o'clock, you may get at 8 o'clock, or you may get after 10 janmas also. But your duty is to Satatam Dhyanam Kuru. That's all. That is the dictate, that is the mandate, that is the resolution of the Parliament of Vedas. Be patient. Example here, Arani example is given, churning words are used. It is called Arani Manthanam in Vedas, Karmakanda. Some of the traditional traditional Karmakanda people, the Arya Samaj and others, they do this. They don't use matchsticks. They use a big, thick wood which is used as a churning rod. Then they have a small wooden plate with a hole, and cotton is put inside, and they go on churning and churning with mantras are there for it. It's not simply mechanical mixer for churning. Mantras are there. As they utter the Ritviks, utter the mantra, churning takes place, and because of friction between this wood and that wood, a spark is lit up, and the cotton there or the cloth there, it takes over, and then that slowly they will put it and it is taken to the Homakunda. That is Karmakanda. Here is, we are talking about Gnana Yoga. So Arani Manthanam is a process of generating fire for a Vedic ritual. This has a small scooped out portion in the center, in the wooden piece. The Yajamana or a priest, the chief priest, churns this rod using a rope. And the spark and the other things mentioned, we shall take it up next Sunday. No, not next Sunday. There's a break. Next Sunday is Ramanavami. We have Vishnu Sahasranama and Puja Bhajan from 6 o'clock. So our next class will be on 13th of April. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.